All right, welcome everyone to For Crying Out Loud. Bluesy beats, miserable melodies, and lyrics that tear your heart apart. It's already the 10th show, and today I'm here with Zixin. Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Actually, it pronounces it Zixin.
Zixin?
But yeah, I think Zixin is okay.
Yeah. All right, cool. You brought a lovely collection of alt rock, dream pop, singer-songwriter songs, and I will try to match that with my own songs. And we're going to start out with the Jesus and the Mary Chain.
Yes.
What can you tell us about them?
The first song is called "Just Like Honey" from the Jesus and Mary Chain, and I first heard this song in a movie called Lost in Translation, and I first watched that movie when I was in high school, and this song showed up at the final scene of that film, where the two main characters, they said goodbye to each other on the street. And they were actually strangers met in Tokyo, and they spent several days together, like experiencing a lot of stories and stuff. And in the end, they had to separate and go back to their normal life. And to me, it was a pretty sad scene, and that's where this song came up. So I guess what makes it sad is the feeling that it gives to me. Like, the holiday comes to an end, where during that holiday you be someone else or do something else that you usually do, and in the end you have to go back to reality, go to school, go to work, pay the bill and stuff. So yeah, I guess the feeling of losing this kind of holiday is sad, and that's why I recommend this song. And I guess right now it's also the end of some people's Christmas break, if they're in school. So,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, don't feel too sad about it.
That's a great introduction. I wrote some stuff down, but I won't even read it because this is great. So let's listen to the Jesus and Mary Chain with Just Like Honey from their album Psycho Candy from 1985. Just Like Honey.
Dripping
Great song, the Jesus and Mary chain with Just Like Honey. And for an accompanying song, I dived a little bit into the 80s and the post-punk scene, and I found The Sound with their song Counting the Days. It's not surprising that this song was chosen as a single. It's The Sound's catchiest, most melodic and uplifting song, but at the same time it's also their saddest. So think of Love Will Tear Us Apart. The combination of joy and sorrow creates a heartbreak anthem to a lost love. There's a synth background, there's tight bass and interlocking guitar lines over which Adrian Borland sings earnestly. This is nostalgic post-punk from The Sound, which is Counting Down the Days.
Of tears, the years before our happiness, I'm moving mountains into that ocean. Won't make that sadness any less. Counting the days towards our construction, moving mountains by compulsion. The impulse that shocks us out of our long-term decision. I'm counting the days towards our love. So far apart in so many ways, like the way 5 hours feels like forever. It's in our hands to make our stands and move these continents together. Let's get together. He was with you like she was with me. More than a best friend, a guiding light. With lessons learned and now we have to burn our fires in the night. Counting the days towards our reconstruction, moving mountains by compulsion. The impulse that shocks us out of our long-term decision. I'm counting the days towards our love. Across the ocean of tears, the falling mountains disappear.
Counting the Days from The Sound. And from the 80s we go to the 10s with an artist that we had a lot in this show, just like Radiohead and just like I think Mac Miller also came by a few times. But this is Beach House with a song that I didn't know, but I really love it. So what can you tell us about Somewhere Tonight?
Yes. So Beach House, I also didn't know them until last year, and I think they were quite popular among Gen Z listeners, especially nowadays. You see their music on social media all the time for their space song. I think that was the most popular one.
Yeah.
And also Once Twice Melody. So I searched them after I heard the space song, and I discovered this one. And I also regard this album, Thank You Lucky Stars. I think it's released in 2015 as my favorite album of them. And I really love the...
That's an unpopular opinion, I think.
Really?
Because, yeah, I think most people like the
Once
one
Twice
with
Melody.
the black and white thingy there with where Myth is on and stuff. And
I don't.
but
really
I listened to
remember
this song and I really loved it, but I
Yeah?
haven't listened to the album yet, so maybe I
Okay.
should then.
that. Yeah, I also recommend the first song, like the Majorate, in this album.
Nice.
But anyway, this song really reminds me of bands like Slow Dive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they also give me the feeling of emptiness, especially in the vocal. I don't know the name of the singer of this band, but she really sounds sweet and very like her voice comes from a far place. Of course, I know sometimes it's because of the effects. But,
Yeah.
Of course.
There's lots of reverb
Yeah,
on it.
yeah, exactly. But I also think she did a great job by singing this song. So.
Yeah, that's funny because first I thought it was a man singing, and then
A
later,
man?
and then later I saw like a live performance, and it was a woman. But it's nice. She's a really beautiful voice.
She is, yeah.
So yeah, Beach House. I think I wrote something down. The whispering vocals of Victoria Legrand. So that's her name.
Yes.
Yeah, let's just listen to it. It sounds like a waltz, on like a high school dance. I don't know. But it's really beautiful and sad too. And I really love the organ that comes in the refrain. So just let's listen to it. It's Somewhere Tonight.
Peace
beach house with Somewhere Tonight from Thank Your Lucky Stars. Yeah, as I said, it sounds like a bittersweet high school dance, a waltz for the cold and dark days of winter. And from that we go on to the Ravenettes with Curse the Night. It's a song that was put out 3 years earlier, but it's also a dream pop song. And with these sad little melodies, the Ravenettes prove that lost love can sound lovely. It's a standout rejection track. I want you, you didn't want me, she sings. And the song's cursed in a way that sticky whiskey bottle would be cursed, especially beneath moonlight. This is Curse Tonight. Curse the Night by the Ravenettes from their album Observator from 2012. And now we go to Cigarettes After Sex. And I really wanted to dive into this artist, but I haven't got the chance to. But what can you tell us about this song?
So yes, Cigarettes After Sex. They're American dream pop band. I really loved to listen to when I was in high school. And I remember there was a period of time where all my friends also listened to Cigarettes After Sex, and we just wanted to go to a concert of them because we think their music is very meditative and also a bit hypnotic. So they're that kind of artist which I could just play for a few hours or even the whole day. And
wait a minute, I can see the sound not coming in, so maybe you can talk in this one.
Okay. Should I start from beginning?
I don't know, wherever you want to start. Just talk about the song.
Yeah, so about this song, I really love the guitar riff at the intro because it seems really unintentional. It's like the guitar is like randomly playing some notes on his guitar, but it suddenly fits with the song. And I also like the second person perspective in this lyrics, but mostly Cigarettes After Sex, they also do a lot of songs in second person perspective, and so to make it like a love letter to someone and also make singing like reading. So yeah, that's what I found romantic about them. So that's why I recommend this song. It sounds very sad, wow, beautiful.
I totally agree, and I saw someone commenting like the singer can like sing about anything, can be as vulgar and still sound romantic in some way. So yeah, this is Sesame Syrup by Cigarettes After Sex.
Staring at your Kate Moss shower curtain lying on the bathroom floor, naked. Hiding coke inside all your orange pixie sticks. You take a rail and spread it on your tab. You've had a long list of lovers, but none of them matter to you except me. I've had a long list of lovers, but none of them matter
was Sesame Syrup by Cigarettes After Sex. And let's briefly check if this mic is working. Hello, 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 hello. It's working. All right, that's great. We go on to Little Kid with Dim Light Coming Down from their album Sun Milk from 2017. This is slowcore, and it's a song. Oh, wait, there's all kinds of stuff going on my PC so that I can read my text. But it's a song that makes you want to lie on your back and look at the sky just to cry. Listening to the simple guitar chords and the somber lyrics, it's a 7-minute of simple yet beautifully sad slowcore. This is Dim Light Coming Down from Little Kid. dim light coming down, 7 minutes long, and as you said, like the rhythm is beautiful, and it's calm, it's soothing, but it's sad at the same time. From that we go on to the 90s. It's a singer-songwriter song, but like Nick Cave is much more than that. But I think this is one of his most beautiful songs, and it's called Into My Arms.
Yes, and so Into My Arms, I first heard this song in a movie when I was like 15, and the movie is called About Time, and it told a story about a man who has magical power to travel back in time, and he did a lot of things to, when he traveled back in time, like to save his relationship or friends or families and stuff, but what he couldn't do is to save his father's life because his father was dying of natural cause. So this song appeared at the scene where everybody tried to prepare themselves for the funeral of his father because his father already passed away back then. And in that scene, everyone was just so quiet and peaceful, dressed up and teared a few, held each other up like that. And it wasn't anything like extremely sad, but it was just quite peaceful. And I think it's exactly this kind of calmness makes me feel sad because it's the normal reaction in real life when you actually lost a family member. You just peacefully get over with it and carry on, you know. So I think what makes it even more sad is knowing that Nick Cave also lost his own father when he was 19, and he wrote this song in rehab. While his father's death became one of the most determinant elements that has influence on his music creation. So the lyrics in this song is very personal and also confessional as well, because he mentioned Lord a few times in a second person perspective. So it feels like as if he's sitting in the confession box in the church and try to telling over his story about life and death.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that he doesn't even like really believes in God. Yeah. But he still makes a whole song about it. And wow, I didn't know that you just said he lost his father?
Yes, when he was 19.
When he was 19, because I know Nick Cave like has quite a bad reputation with losing loved ones.
Yes.
The last few years with his 2 sons.
Oh yeah.
It's really, really sad, but yeah. But he makes the most beautiful music, and I don't have anything else to add, especially except for the fact that you should also watch the live version of this when he plays it in like Copenhagen. There's a whole stadium that sings along at the end, which is beautiful. So let's listen to Into My Arms by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
I don't believe in an interventionist God, but I know, darling, that you do. But if I did, I would kneel down and ask him not to intervene when it came to you. Well, not to touch a hair in your head, leave you as you are. If he felt he had to direct you, then direct you into my arms. Into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms. Oh Lord, into my arms. Oh Lord, into my arms. And I don't believe in the existence of angels, but looking at you, I wonder if that's true. But if if I did, I would summon them together. And ask them to watch over you. Well, to each burn a candle for you, to make bright and clear your path, and to walk like Christ in grace and love and guide you into my arms. Into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms. But I believe in love, and I know that you do too. And I believe in some kind of path that we can walk down, me and you. So keep your candles burning, make a journey bright and pure, that you'll keep returning always and evermore. Into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms, oh Lord, into my arms.
Into My Arms by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. So yeah, when I had to find like an accompanying song, I chose Jesse Sykes and the Sweet Hereafter with Reckless Burning. It's from 2002, so it's like a few years after. It's a bit Americana, it's melancholical, it's lonesome, it's soulful. And on this 7-minute track, again a 7-minute track, yeah, I'm sorry, Jessie slowly and subtly builds towards a climax where she repeats "Goodbye, Irene" over and over again, while a heartbreaking violin plays her out. So detailed imagery and heartfelt emotion, this is Reckless Burning.
If this darkness lingers, I'll fall to you just like a child. Pretty thing, I've got you right where this trouble ends. With reckless burning, I have been charged again. Pretty thing, I've got you right where I used to be. We ride across this city, starting fires recklessly. Good night, Irene. 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 Good night,
Jesse Sykes and The Sweet Hereafter with Reckless Burning. And now we're going on to a very, very old song. This is from 1959 from a rock and roll guy called Ricky Nelson. So what can you tell us about this song?
Yes, so I first heard Ricky Nelson. It was actually from Pulp Fiction, a movie.
Really?
Yes.
I watched that movie, but I didn't.
Yeah,
No,
it
no.
was at the scene where Mia and the bodyguard, I forgot his name, but they were just sitting in the restaurant, and then this song was playing at the background, "Lonesome Town" from Ricky Nelson.
Was it the scene where she says that she
Let's go dance, like-
yeah,
Yeah.
And she also said like I find it nice when I can enjoy an awkward silence with someone.
I don't know, but
I
I
really
only
love that
remember
scene.
that.
Yeah.
I only remember that they were just sitting in the restaurant and this song was playing in the background. And back then, I really like fell in love with Ricky's voice because it was so like strong, but also very soft, gentle, and he can controls like the tune pretty well. And yeah, I just love him. And so after that, I went on listening to his many other songs, and owning this one, I remember. And so it's this one is also a very soft, gentle ballad, and it sings about love with owning guitar and a very clear vocal. So that's why I bring it here.
Yeah, this is Sweeter Than You, a really old song from 1959. Someone on YouTube actually commented, I don't want anyone else to find this song. Well, it's too late now. This is Sweeter Than You by Ricky Nelson.
I could never be loved by anyone sweeter than you, and I could never belong to anyone sweeter than you. With you to stand beside me, I'll never be alone. And what more could I long for than to have you for my own? My only desire is loving you eternally. For no other love could ever mean so much to me. So if you say you love me, forever I'll be true. And what more could I long for than to live my life with you? I could never be loved by anyone sweeter than you, and I could never belong to anyone sweeter than you.
Yeah, we were just talking about what makes this song sad, because it's just a love song. But indeed, there's like the sonic quality or the texture of the song which makes it sad, and you can see someone walking through the rain with this song on. And when I have to find like an accompanying song, I really have to dig into old times. So I found in the 60s this Baroque pop song by Roy Orbison, and yeah, I could have gone for the classic Crying. I think a lot of people know that song, but this one stood out to me, and it's called Love Hurts. And I think a lot of people know it from the Nazareth version from the 80s. I think most people know that best with their wailing, over-the-top 80s-ness and the most dramatic performance. And when you're walking through the rain after a breakup, sometimes that's all you need. But this song actually started with the Everly Brothers. And today I learned that Roy Orbison probably made the most beautiful version. It's more sweet, it's more subtle, but love still hurts. And it can all be accounted to Orbison's voice and the immaculate arrangement. If there's one thing we learned over the course of 10 shows, it's that love hurts. They're not fooling us. We know it isn't true. We know it isn't true. Love is just a lie made to make you blue. Love hurts.
Love hurts, love scars, love wounds and mars any heart, not tough nor strong enough to Take a lot of pain, take a lot of pain. Love is like a cloud, holds a lot of rain. Love hurts, love hurts. I'm young, I know, but even so, I know a thing or two. I've learned from you. I really learned a lot, really learned a lot. Love is like a stove, burns you when it's hot. Love hurts, love hurts. Some fools rave of happiness, blissfulness, togetherness. Some fools fool themselves, I guess, but they're not fooling me. I know it isn't true, no it isn't true. Love is just a lie made to make you blue. Love hurts, love hurts, love hurts.
Yeah, there's no denying love hurts. Roy Orbison from the 60s. And now we go on to a song that was also written in the 60s, but you found another version. It's called To Love Somebody.
Yes, so this To Love Somebody is from the Revivalists, and originally it was from Bee Gees, and the song was written for their manager Robert Stickwood to show tremendous admiration for this man, for his abilities and musical talents. And then later on, a lot of artists and bands, they did a cover of this song, and then I discovered this one, this version of cover. I like it the most because at the intro you could hear I thought it was some East Asia wind instrument because it really sounded like so. But then I saw a video of their live performance and I realized the riff was actually played by a steel guitar. So I really love the use of steel guitar in this whole song because it lasts through the whole song. And also the singer of the Revivalist, he also did a really great job by reviving this song. So
I totally agree. Yeah, and I wrote some stuff down about this song because it was indeed written by Barry and Robin Gibb, the Bee Gees. I actually have I think I have a little bit of this song. This is the original. Barry Gibb even told an interview that this was his favorite Bee Gees song. He said it. Ooh, I hear a lot of music in the background. Yeah, he told an interview that it was his favorite Bee Gees song, and he said it has like a clear and emotional message. And they actually want to write this, so we would have loved that to see that version. But now, 53 years later, in 2020, the Revivalists record their toned-down pop rock version of the song, and we still see the beauty. They handle it with care. This is To Love Somebody by the Revivalists. my voice is not stuttering on the live show because I heard some weird stuff over there, but I'm just going to keep talking and do Taylor Swift, because when I looked for accompanying songs, I have my methods, which I will never explain, of course. Rock tune and Taylor Swift make that as well. Just some guitar, keys, and shimmering strings, and it's sad to artist ever, Phoebe Bridgers, and she sings "Will You Want Me, Will You Want Me When I'm Not the Break Star Anymore." That's what this song is about. Will you still want me when I'm nothing new? This is nothing new.
They tell you while you're young, girls go out and have your fun. Then they hunt and slay the ones who actually do it. Criticize the way you fly when you're soaring through the sky. Shoot you down and then they sigh and say she looks like she's been through it. Lord, what will become of me once I've lost my novelty? I've had too much to drink tonight, and I know it's sad, but this is what I think about. And I wake up in the middle of the night. It's like I can feel time moving. How can a person know everything at 18 but nothing at 22? And will you still want me when I'm nothing new? Cute, all this crying in my room, when you can't blame it on my youth and roll your eyes with affection. And my cheeks are growing tired from turning red and faking smiles. Are we only biding time till I lose your attention and someone else lights up the room? People love an ingenue. I've had too much to drink tonight. How did I go from growing up to breaking down? And I wake up in the middle of the night. It's like I can feel time moving. How can a person know everything at 18 but nothing at 22? Will you still want me when I'm nothing new? I know someday I'm gonna meet her. It's a fever dream, the kind of radiance you only have at 17. She'll know the way and then she'll say she got the map from me. I'll say I'm happy for her, then I'll cry myself to sleep. Oh, much to drink tonight, but I wonder if they'll miss me once they drive me out. I wake up in the middle of the night, and I can feel time moving. How can a person know everything at 18 but nothing at 22? And will you still
Nothing New by Phoebe Bridgers and Taylor Swift, from the Red album, or from the Vault, and from that on we're going to Sharon Van Etten, and you picked this song. So what can you tell us about it?
Yes. So I first know Sharon Van Etten was in 2017 when she did this amazing cover of "The End of the World," and then I fell in love with her voice because her voice.
The End of the World by who?
Jesus. By.
I mean, it's not like I don't want to put you on the spot, but
I think her name starts with Skate or something.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out.
We'll tell you after the song.
Okay, yeah, but anyway, I think it was from the original was from the 50s or 60s, and Sharon did this cover. So, and I was really obsessed with her mezzo because it was really smoky but also strong, and also a bit soft and evocative. And then in 2021, I saw this song every time the song comes up in the series Made, and it was one of my favorite Netflix series. And this song showed up at a very emotional moment where the main character find out that her mother was living at the back of the car, while the mother has been telling her that, oh, I'm fine, I'm having a happy life. But then she followed her mother and find out that she was actually living in a car on the parking lot.
Oh, wow.
But she decided to protect her mother's self-esteem by not telling her that she found out. So, yeah, but it was a heartbreaking moment because, of course, if you imagine that you find out one of your parents is living that way, then, of course, you'll feel sad. So that's why I brought this on here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's listen to it. It's Every Time the Sun Comes Up from Sharon Van Etten.
see double.
Yes, she is.
Sharon Van Etten with Every Time the Sun Comes Up. And as an accompanying song, I chose Jim Kane.
Something will change.
While we still hear like the last bit of Every Time the Sun Comes Up, it's like a little bit of talking, a little bit of singing. I'm going to look up my notes. Bill Callahan with Jim Kane from the album Sometimes I Wish I Were an Eagle. And it's from 2009. And oh my god, my laptop is spacing again. So it's calm and introspective folk soul. It's a gentle self-reflection with a pessimistic twist. He says it himself, I used to be darker, then I got lighter, and then I got dark again. So Bill Callahan found some gratitude on his last projects, but it wasn't to last. We're back to darkness again, and that's why beautiful strings guide us through this personal heartbreak over this opener of his 2009 record. This is Bill Callahan with Jim Kane.
Started out in search of ordinary things. How much of a tree bends in the wind? I started telling the story without knowing the end. Be darker, then I got lighter, then I got dark again. And something too big to be seen was passing over and over me. Well, it seemed like a routine case at first. With the death of the shadow came a lightness of verse. But the darkest of nights in truth still dazzle. And I work myself until I'm frazzled. Up in search of ordinary things. Like how can a wave possibly be? I started running and the concrete turned to sand. I started running things didn't pan out as planned. In case things go poorly and I'm not returned, remember the good things I've done. In case things go poorly and I'm not returned, remember the good things I've done.
Jim Kane by Bill Callahan. Billy Martin is an artist that I also saw earlier on my show. I think Aisling brought it with her. Also ACM, by the way, but a year below us. The same studies. But yeah, you brought the song Pigeon from her album Flora Fauna. So what can you tell us about the song?
Yes, so I first listened to Billy Martin when I was in high school. And I was so surprised by her talent because she's the same age as me. She's also born in 1999, and she already released an EP back then, As Long As. So I've been listening to her since then, and in 2021 she released another album, Flora Fauna. So over that summer in 2021, I listened to her album every day. And back then I had an internship, so every day before I go to work and after off work, I always listen to Billy Martin on the way. Back then I was also like suffering from some difficulties in life, and every day I just listened to this song, especially some lyrics in this song. I really relate to it because Billy wrote the song about all the pigeons in London, and she thinks those pigeons look very worn out, like so tired and exhausted. And I could really relate to it because back then I was suffering from something, and then I thought every time I heard this song, I also feel like the pigeon myself, like being so tied up in secular life and just want to, have some peace in that song and to have some relations with it, I guess. So
yeah, she actually on the album like laments the things that prevent her from living like she should. So on this song in particular, it's the constant presence of commerce and advertising that's also what she talks about. But she also talks indeed about these pigeons, these one-legged pigeons. I'm sick of one-legged pigeons, she sings. But yeah, that's a personal story. Wow. So let's listen to Pigeons by Billy Martin.
I keep thinking all my traits and inhibitions swallowed up in bills to pay and competition. I cannot compete with that. I cannot compete with that. Morning comes and we're awake with ammunition, shooting indicators off like guns, no vision. The pulsing of the people's bank, hanging up on people's bank. And we'd like to know just how it could be suffocating all our worth. Take our slate and delicately wipe the dirt off. Don't berate our people, hate if we take work on. I think we have had squid on like 6 watt bulbs out in the kitchen. We never listen, but we'd like to know just how it could be. Right on the nose of new history. And everyone knows it's greedy. I need you more than you need me. I am sick of branding and one-legged pigeons. I am sick of branding and one-legged pigeons. I am sick of branding and one-legged pigeons. I am sick of branding and one-legged pigeons.
Yeah, it's actually the last line on the song. I'm sick of branding and one-legged pigeons. This was Billy Martin. And yeah, when I had to find a song that matches this one, I chose Moses Sumney, Lonely World. It's from his album A Romanticism from 2017. It's art pop, and yeah, he often makes songs that sound like lullabies for the self, like hymns for fragile persistence. And at first, this song seems to fit the bill. There's his aching voice over echoes and a storming guitar, typical singer-songwriter stuff, but more artsy since, yeah, it's Moses Sumney. And yeah, he feels lonely, and but in this song, however, he crushes open in the end into an ecstatic ending where the word lonely is chanted over and over again over a thumping bass by Thundercat. It's anything but lonely, according to Sumney. Being alone, it's all there is, and every shallow relationship we step on brings us down. It's better to be alone and untouched. This is Lonely World.
Cast a shadow on the shallow love it hurts. To the feet of swine in need not cast its pearls. Lonely, 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 lonely world. And the sound of the void flows through your body undestroyed. And the sound of your voice flows from your body white as noise. Speaks to you in ways nobody speaks to you, and the voice fills the air.
yeah, that was Moses Sumney with Lonely World. And we go back in time again. We're going to the 90s. This is Mazzy Star. I've never heard of this band. So what can you tell us about it?
Okay. So Mazzy Star, they are one of my favorite dream pop bands, and they started in the late 80s, I think. And then they were active in the 90s as well. And the reason why I like them the most is because I really love the voice of Hope Sandova. That's a singer of Mazzy Star, and her voice is sweet like an angel. And also they used a lot of effects like reverb and echo in the song, so you can actually hear her voice coming from a very far place. And every time when I heard their song, it's like entering another side of the world. Sadly, the guitarist of Mazzy Star, David Roback, he died from cancer in 2020, and that was the year when I discovered them. So
So there's no chance of seeing them live.
No, exactly. But the thing is, Hope Sandova, she also has an other band called Hope Sandova and the Warm Inventions. But I think that band already started making new music, and she's really laying low this year, so I don't think I'll see her back any soon. But anyway, I really recommend Mazzy Star. I know most people remember them for Fade Into You and Look On Down From The Bridge. That's their most famous one. But this one, Bells Ring, is my personal favorite.
All right.
Yeah.
Great. What I wrote down is that we have like a folk-based dream pop song that comes in the form of a moving and captivating instrumental over which an airy voice of Sandra Rowell sings, nobody asked about your story, nobody wants to know the reasons why. And with the inclusions of the lazy tambourine, it could also almost be like an outtake of Psycho Candy by Jesus and Mary Chain, which we started out with. It's almost psychedelic, and there's like a despondent mood to it. This is Bells Ring by Mazzy Star.
Sounds like a mistress on a red light. Hold your throne down together and see the light that goes away. Leave my heart down by the water. Leave space inside my soul. It isn't true about your father. Just hold me down by the water. It's sailing like a river. Look up to see your weakness in the sky. Nobody's out to write your story. Nobody wants to know your reason why. Hold your hands out towards the water in front of me to know I'm with you. Don't put it on to you. Look out for me. Look out for me. Look out for me. Don't
Yeah, so Bells Ring by Messy Star. I love it. And we go on to a song that I chose that matches this a bit. It's also from the 90s. It's dream pop, and it's Lush with For Love. And while it sounds lovely and romantic, it's about a relationship gone bad. It's poppy and fun, yet spaced out and somber all at once. It reminds me of The Cure, and even though the girl has been hurt in this relationship, she wants to fall again and again. This is For Love by Lush. And give me a moment to get the song. It's over here.
To see her smile, silly little girl. She tries, thinking she is good and wise, doesn't recognize the lies pouring from her lips. She sighs. This is so real. It's what I feel. I look in your eyes and lose myself. Silly little girl, denies ever understanding why her face is full of sign. Surprise every time she hears him cry. What do you feel when you're with me? I look in your eyes and see myself. But there's no connection, just his own reflection. Isn't this the way you wanted me? She looked in his eyes to lose herself, and when it goes apart, she cries, doesn't think to look inside. She just covers up her eyes, doesn't see her own disguise. And as she feels this sorrow, but we're afraid tomorrow she'll pretend that this was really love. She'll make her fall, see beautiful. She won't remember this at all. She won't
For Love by Lush, 1992, dream pop, from their album Spooky. And from Spooky we go to Sundays, the Sundays, with Goodbye from their album Blind, which is also from the 90s. It's actually the same year. So what can you tell us about this one?
Yes, so Goodbye from the Sundays. This is the first song I heard from this band. And when I first heard it, I was immediately attracted to the voice of Harriet Wheeler, the singer of the Sundays. She has this really high-pitched voice, although I don't really fall for high-pitched voice usually, because I
just
have
had a high-pitched voice. Like
yeah, yeah, exactly. But somehow she dealt with this high pitch really well. Like it's also very soft, and somehow it reminds me of the Cranberries. It's also right, alternative rock band in the same era, I guess. So I don't have much to say about it. I just love this song, and I hope you enjoy it.
Me too. Let's listen to it. Goodbye. Goodbye, which would have been like a great ending song, but you even have a better one, I think. But we still have a few songs to go, and the first one we have is When in Rome with The Promise.
Yes. So The Promise is like to many people, I think it's like a very pop song in the 80s, and they all often use it as a wedding song.
Oh, really?
Yes. But to me, it's a prom song, actually. And I first heard it in the last month of my high school. And back then, I guess it was a time period where everybody said goodbye to everybody.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a really like a prom thing because I went to school in China, and we have a very different way of graduating. Usually it's
Really?
usually it's just a graduation ceremony where several excellent student representatives make a speech,
Okay.
and that's it. You go back to the classroom, you continue studying.
Ah.
At least that's how public high school is like in China.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was at the end of this graduation ceremony, and suddenly our principal, he played this song. And I don't know if he was drunk or he had just had a transcendent self-realization moment or whatever. He just said, "Oh, let's dance, people. It might be the last time you danced in high school." But nobody really moved with it because everybody was just awkwardly staring at him. They were like, "What dance? We never dance. We never dance in high school. You say it's the last time, but when is the first time we danced in high school?" There was not even a time we danced in high school. But
Wow.
yeah, but then
You never danced in high school? Like, no, there wasn't like a party sometimes, or
it was with friends, but
Yeah.
there wasn't really like a group
No.
thing, like a ball dance or anything,
Yeah.
where you can take a date. But then, I really wanted to laugh because of this awkwardness, So
Yeah.
I turned to my two best friends. I wanted to see their reaction, and they were also laughing pretty hard. So we were just staring at each other, and we were laughing with each other as well. And at that moment, we decided to also let ourselves go for a bit.
Yeah.
And we just shake our heads with the music. And since our headmaster was also like the principal, he's also doing something like that on the stage. It was awkward, but also fun. And then years passed, and now every time when I heard this song, it also always takes me back to that day where
Yeah.
I loved with my best friends. And also by listening to this song, it also makes me realize how many years have passed since that day. But it's sweet, but it's bitter. So I guess it's bittersweet.
It's a beautiful song. Okay, well, that's a great introduction. So let's listen to The Promise by When in Rome.
If you need a friend, don't look to a stranger. You know in the end, I'll always be there. And when you're in doubt, and when you're in danger, take a look all around, and I'll be there. I'm sorry, but I'm just thinking of the right words to say. I promise. I know they don't sound the way I planned them to be. Promise. But if you wait around a while, I'll make you fall for me. I promise you I will. When your day is through, and so is your temper, you know what to do. I'm gonna always be there. Sometimes if I shout, it's not what's intended. These words just come out with no cross to bear. I'm sorry, but I'm just thinking of the right words to say. Promise. I know they don't sound the way I planned them to be. Promise. But if you wait around a while, I'll make you fall for me. Promise. I promise you. I'm sorry, but I'm just thinking of the right words to say.
All right, and we're going to introduce our last song quickly because new crew is setting up already. So the last song is by Radiohead, Nice Dream. What can you tell us about the song?
Yes, I put this on at the end of this session because I feel like it's a very typical goodbye song.
Yeah.
Although it's not really the last one of the album, The Bends. But I just think it's nice to put it here because as the song title suggests, go home, take some sleep, and have a nice dream. So, yeah.
Well, thank you for coming.
Yes, also
we're
thank
a
you for
wonderful
having me.
guest and great stories. And see you next month. This is Nice Dream by Radiohead.